Today is Wednesday, November the 18th, and the McClellan oscillator dipped below the oversold line today with the market being down. We look at the advancers to decliners, and you can see that it was about a ratio of 2 to 1, and the market started to drop right around noon. Looked like it was going to pop up a little bit. The market was pretty red, except for Pfizer, no kidding. Netflix. There wasn't a lot of good to point out. Home Depot had great earnings yesterday, but got slammed. Lowe's today had not so good earnings. Let's look at the charts. Now, the S&P found support on the 8 EMA, but naturally is fighting at this double top. But we knew that would happen. There's no surprise there. So let's just overlay a Bollinger Band, and you can see that we're well within the Bollinger Bands. With the 8, there's every possibility that we could bounce off of the 8. Look at the number of times that we bounced off of the median point. That's not the 8, by the way. Is that the 8? Yes, that is the 8. Yes. Look at the number of times that we bounced off the 8 EMA as the Bollinger Bands started to increase, but narrow a little bit. But now they're opening up wide. Let's look for a fall below the 8 EMA tomorrow would not be a good thing. But the McClellan seems to indicate that we're probably going down to the neutral line. Apple took a bit of a drop today. We were seeing support on the 50 yesterday. Today we didn't have to bounce off the 8. We just finished at the low end of the range. So I still think Apple is a pretty good stock. I mean, their lineup for Christmas, frankly, is just incredible. And there's another announcement coming out in December about some new products, and it could be the AirTags, which will be a low-cost item and is going to sell $1 billion, just like their new HomePod and their iPhone 12 and the AirPods. So don't worry about Apple, just keep holding on to what you've got. NIO is our other hot stock, and as usual we look at the 5-minute chart and we can see that we came down and we hit support 2 at one point, and then we came up and struggled with support 1, didn't quite make it up to the pivot point. So in that case, we take our retracement and we look at yesterday's high and yesterday's low, which happened in a short time span of each other, and you can see that the high of the day today was the 61.8. So again, if you're trading NIO on a daily basis, if you're day trading it, you have to have the Woody's pivots, and you have to have the Fibonacci taking yesterday's high, prior day's high, and prior day's low, and that's going to be your trading ranges. Caterpillar still struggling to get to 181, probably will. Home Depot continued to disappoint just a little bit today, now falling below the cloud and finding its resistance at the 8 EMA. Let's just take a quick look at the banks. Let's look at the key ones. JP Morgan, big broad ranging day, finishing sort of down near its bottom, and US Bank pretty much the same, not quite hitting the 8 EMA. What other banks do we have here? Let's take a look at Bank of America, and we can see the same sort of thing touching down, this time at the 8 EMA. So where are we going tomorrow? That's the key thing. The S&P, look at the volatility index, up just a little bit, but not significant. Support on the 8. Let's take a look at the cloud one last time, and you can see that the support tomorrow will come right around this area, 35.17 to 35.28, somewhere in there you should expect to see support. That of course would bring us down below the 8 EMA, but like they say, flat clouds like magnets attract, and often it's the attraction that you have to watch, but it's where it ends up touching the cloud that's more important. So flat clouds will attract, but it's likely to make its touchdown on the cloud somewhere around here. So keep an eye on that. The other clue, of course, is the McClellan oscillator, which could fall down to this previous low. I would expect tomorrow being Thursday and Friday we could see a little bit of a downturn because there still is some uncertainty going on after the election. Uncertainty or stupidity, I don't know which.